So this short video is going to be about making a sunshade weather shade for the Arlo camera. I have a couple of these cameras mounted outdoors, and sometimes rain or snow gets onto the lens, and also sometimes sunlight gives bad contrast. So a little sunshade would go a long way to alleviating that and to reducing the moisture on the lens. This is aluminum foil tape, and I'm going to just cut a piece. The exact length is not important, and the idea is to tape this onto the housing and then to cut it so that the lens still has a field of view on both sides, unobstructed. Now, I've already made a few of these using a single layer of tape, but the exposed adhesive on the back side of this tape is a little bit annoying. It collects insects, and when you're working with the camera to pop out the battery occasionally to maybe swap them, the adhesive gets in the way of the camera clearing the shade. So don't know why this isn't coming out. Let's try this. There we go. So the camera is removable with the shade on it once you're done. So to make that work a little better, the trick is actually going to be to use 2 layers of this tape and to use the 2 layers overlapped, adhesive side to adhesive side, with just a strip on the edge, which will be what adheres to the case on the Arlo camera. So these aren't fun to remove. They take a little bit of work. The edge of your fingernail, it's not easy. And the tape also has some memory to it when it's curling. Oh, there we go. Here's one of them. Okay. Well, not quite. There we go. So the tape has a little bit of memory curl to it, and that makes it a little bit difficult to work with. And you just have to be careful holding it on the edges, and eventually you'll be able to set it down. Use the very edge of your fingernails to kind of hold it and release it. There we go. And now I'm going to take the other piece, flatten it out a little bit, peel the backing off of it. Oh, that one's not going too well. Try the other corner. I don't know what the best trick is for this. Maybe cutting it at a slight angle with the scissors instead of perpendicular. Maybe that will expose one of the edges more than the other edge. Let me try that. I'm just going to try, instead of cutting it straight like that, I'm going to cut it at an angle like this. Let's see if that makes any difference. Edge won't be quite as straight, but there should be a little bit more of the aluminum available to peel. Well, I thought it was a good idea. Doesn't seem to have done much. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that actually was a little easier. All right. So there's piece number 2. Fighting with it to fight the natural curl that this stuff seems to take. Okay, flip this around. And now I'm going to apply one over the other. There we go. It's not the greatest. Could have been a bit straighter. Trim off the excess on this side. And I'm going to clean up my left and right sides here as well, or the short edges. There we go. Stuff likes to stick onto everything. And I'm going to trim this edge as well. Okay, so there we have our aluminum foil tape. It's handleable on both sides now. And I'm just going to put this on the camera. Try to orient it about halfway. Overlap. Fold that down. Great. So there's our sunshade, weather shade, and now I'm just going to do my my little cut back. It's got some aluminum on the edge. I'm going to just cut this at a diagonal on both sides. There we go. And I have found this to be very effective when the camera's mounted outdoors. All of my mounts are slightly high, so the cameras are pointing down a little bit, and that provides enough of a shield for moisture to roll off and not accumulate on the lens. And you can still remove, sometimes I have to pop the camera out of its location to change the battery, and this allows that to happen quite easily. So there you go, sunshade, weather shade for an Arlo outdoor mounted camera. Hope you enjoyed the video.